I again warmly welcome you. Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, a representation from the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, representation from the National Public Health Institute by Director Professor Victor Mukonka, representation from the University of Zambia School of Veterinary Medicine, all government officials present this morning, representation from the World Health Organization by the country WR, consortium partners, and may I just say distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as well as members of the press. I am really grateful to be here and to welcome you to CIDES 1. A little bit of background history. Where we are this morning is known as CIDES 1, and until 2013 housed the CIDES Operations Department. After 2013, we relocated and housed all CIDES employees under one building. And this space now serves as the CIDES stores and warehouse location. And we're really happy to have you here to be with us. I'll make a few remarks on behalf of the consortium partners that are implementing this award. So on behalf of our consortium partners, PATH, who are represented here this morning, as well as UNZA School of UNZA Department of Veterinary Medicine, CIDES was awarded by received an award last year in August from the UK government and through its Department of Health and the Fleming Fund to support the Ministry of Health as well as the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries to implement antimicrobial resistance work in the country. As you know, the use on current practice of vital antimicrobials in animal, human, and environmental sectors has led to the burden of resistance of antimicrobials that we use in our lives. And this resistance has a lot of unforeseen challenges in terms of greater burden of resistance to medicines that we're supposed to use to treat various diseases, both in livestock and in humans. We have been working with the Zambian National Public Health Institute Antimicrobial Resistance and Antimicrobial Use Coordination Committee in trying to push forward the One Health agenda. In this One Health agenda, it brings together multi-sectoral stakeholders that are represented here this morning. CIDES is a lead guarantee, and like I said before, is supported by PATH that provides us with the technical support for the antimicrobial resistance in human health, and is supported by UNZA School of Vet that helps us lead the surveillance of resistance in animal health. And ladies and gentlemen, together with other stakeholders, we have been working towards implementing the National Action Plan to achieve One Health in the country. In line with the mandate of the country grant, in which CIDES is a lead recipient, we have been working with the Mont MacDonald, who are the Fleming Fund management agent, and we have managed to procure specialized items that you see here before us. This handover is worth £2.2 million and is being handed over to various government agencies to support antimicrobial resistance work in both human and animal health. Locally, the consortium has been able to procure motor vehicles, motorbikes, computers, and laboratory reagents that are necessary for the implementation of the country grant in the hospital laboratories across the country. On behalf of the consortium, I'd like to thank the UK government through the Department of Health, as well as thank the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries for calling our consortium team to be part of this great work. I'd like to reassure the Zambian government that CIDES will continue to work hard and be a partner in supplementing government's efforts in ensuring that Zambian citizens have access to quality healthcare services. With these remarks and on behalf of consortium partners, I again say welcome and we thank you for being part of this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Skazwe. I will quickly call upon the WHO country representative, Dr. Nathan Bachaita, to come and give remarks.
Thank you so much, the Director of Ceremonies and the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Chitaru Kirufia, the Director, Zambia National Public Health Institute and Chairperson. I'll take off this mask, it's blinding me. Okay. Director of Veterinary Services, Minister of Fisheries and Livestock, and co-chairperson of the Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee, members of the National Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee, CEO of CIDERS, senior medical superintendents present, personnel from both ministries, coordinators, all consortium partners present, PATH, UNZA, media personnel, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here on behalf of the UN family to commend what we are about to witness today. As we all know, antimicrobial resistance has serious health and economic costs for human, animal, and plant health across the globe. Now, the situation, of course, has been worsened by some of the public health emergencies we encounter, including the COVID-19, because it's diverted some of the attention we've been paying to this for us to be able to address it. As we all know, WHO spearheaded the development of the Global Action Plan on Antimicrobial Resistance, and we are glad that within Zambia, this has been adapted to the local situation, and some of what we see, the products we are seeing today, are a result of implementing that plan. So we are proud of that association with all the partners who've contributed to that. Antimicrobial resistance is a global One Health issue that at the global level and within the UN circles is addressed through the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, WHO, and the World Organization for Animal Health, or OIE, by providing guidelines and standards in combating AMR and developing evidence-based action plans. We are glad that this project that is being run by CIDERS will support the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, and academia in a way that promotes the One Health approach, which is bound to deliver if it's implemented the right way. In this implementation, therefore, the Fleming Fund financial support through the UK government is vital in assisting countries in developing and implementing the national action plans on antimicrobial resistance. We are glad that CIDERS will continue implementing in collaboration with all the partners that we've mentioned, and we pledge as WHO and the UN family to collaborate in this venture as we've done before. So the plans are available, the vehicles are available, monitoring and other related activities. But also what makes this very beautiful is the decentralized services to provinces to ensure that whatever information we collect on AMR will have a national picture, which is great, rather than reflecting on what happens in Lusaka. So for this reason, we are delighted to participate in this important event of the handover of vehicles and equipment, and we wish you great success in implementation. So God bless you all. God bless Zambia.
Thank you very much. I will quickly call upon the representative for the Permanent Secretary of Fisheries and Livestock, Dr. Kawilika, to come and give his remarks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see me? When I go to deliver speeches, I usually ask if people can see me, because as you can see, I'm challenged by height. Let me first recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Chilufya, the representative from the University of Zambia, School of Veterinary Medicine, the Director, Zambia National Public Health Institute, Minister of Health, Professor Victor Mkonka, members of the AMR Coordinating Committee, the Country Grant Management Team, the colleagues from participating institutions here in Lusaka and other provinces, all senior government officials present here, media representative present, and all invited guests. May I simply ride on the protocols that have been mentioned here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to you all on behalf of the Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee. We are glad that you were able to join us for this momentous occasion. It gives me great pleasure to be with you here today to witness the handover of various equipment and reagents from the consortium that is managing our antimicrobial resistance surveillance country grant. Ladies and gentlemen, may I first and foremost thank the UK government for their financial assistance through the Fleming Fund country grant project that is supporting this activity. I am happy that this assistance is now yielding fruits as we have started equipping our laboratories both in the human and the animal health sectors. I'm glad to note that the assistance also includes vehicles, which is one of the major challenges in the undertaking of surveillance activities, especially in the animal health sector. The handover of the reagents, equipment, and vehicles is a key milestone towards building a robust AMR surveillance in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say a few words on the use of antimicrobials and the emergence of antimicrobial resistance. As you might be aware, the discovery and use of antimicrobial medicines have transformed the practice of human and animal medicine. Infectious diseases that were once lethal are now treatable. And the use of antimicrobial drugs has advanced global public health, animal health, and food safety and security. However, the inappropriate use of antimicrobial has dramatically contributed to the emergence and the spread of antimicrobial resistant organisms. The discovery of new treatment is on the slow lane, while the development of resistance is on the fast lane. With this scenario, the fear is that if we do nothing about this, we will lose these very essential medicines that are helping in the fight against infectious diseases. Consequently, this would lead to the huge medical, economic, and social losses with the potential to spread. That is why, at the global level, the regional level, and indeed, even at country level, tremendous efforts have been put in place to slow down the emergence of the resistance. The rise in infectious diseases puts more pressure on use or indeed abuse of antimicrobials. As you may be aware, during this COVID-19 pandemic, there has been increased misinformation regarding the use of antimicrobials to treat this infection. This may lead to yet an increase in the AMR program. Ladies and gentlemen, thus the need to act against antimicrobial resistance is urgent, and we all have to do our part. Zambia has made tremendous strides in addressing AMR using a One Health approach. In 2017, we developed our AMR National Action Plan, which spells out the key activities to be undertaken. One of the objectives is to strengthen AMR surveillance and research. Since then, a number of activities under this objective have been implemented by the Multi-Sectoral Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee, and we are very grateful for their work. In conjunction with our cooperating partners, this event today is one of the activities that is tailored at strengthening AMR resistance and research in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, AMR is a serious public health challenge that the world is currently facing. This challenge can't be fought without resources. Government is making every effort to mobilize resources for this fight against AMR. And we are very thankful to the Fleming Fund and indeed all the cooperating partners who have come to our assistance and supported the implementation of our AMR National Action Plan. I'm appealing, therefore, to the AMR Coordinating Committee members and all the implementing partners to take very good care of the equipment and the vehicles that are being handed over today. I give my assurance that as a ministry, the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock will continue to make every effort to mobilize resources in order to ensure the smooth implementation of Zambia's AMR National Action Plan. Ladies and gentlemen, with these few remarks, I would like to thank you all for having come to this witness the handover of equipment and vehicles today. May the Lord bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director of Vet Services and Co-Chair AMRCC. It is now my privilege and honor to call upon the Director, Zambia National Public Health Institute, to call upon the Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, the Master of Ceremonies. Let me start by recognizing our Honorable Minister of Health, who is present with us here, the board member for CIDAS, the Chief Executive for CIDAS, Your Excellency, the WHO Country Representative. I recognize my co-chair for the Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee, also the Director of the Veterinary Services in the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. I recognize my colleagues from the provinces, the senior medical superintendents, our colleagues from the University of Zambia School of Veterinary Medicine, also the members of the Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committees, for the stakeholders, the media, ladies and gentlemen. I will be calling upon our Honorable Minister of Health shortly, but I thought for some who are new here, just to give you briefly some perspective. Honorable Minister, this is the product of your effort. As some of you may be aware, our Honorable Minister has been our champion and source of strength in the fight against antimicrobial resistance. So he's provided the guidance which moved us during the situation analysis, development of the plan, and he led the country into the launch at the World Health Assembly. So, Honorable Minister, your committee has been functioning, which I've been privileged to chair for a number of years. And I know one of the issues we raised was that helped us mobilize resources. And I still recall the meetings in Geneva during the side meetings, World Health Assembly, and the meetings in the UK, discussions with the DFID and the Fleming Fund. And this is a product, again, we see here. So it's just befitting that you have given us time again to come and be here and still lead this very important milestone and important activity for our country. So Zambia still is being looked at as one of the leading countries in antimicrobial resistance. So this morning we are privileged, our Honorable Minister is here, still leading and giving us that strategic direction. So it's my rare honor privilege again to call upon him to address us and officially receive handover these important assets in our fight for antimicrobial resistance. Honorable Minister.
First time I came out of my quarantine hospital and I attempted to address a meeting, the audience scampered. Almost hearing people shouting leper and they're running away. Yeah. Little did they know that I'm the safest because I've got herd immunity, I hope, and I'll not transmit or contract. I hope science proves me correct in the near future. The representative of the permanent sector in the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, the directors of the National Public Health Institute, the chairperson, Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee, the members of the National Antimicrobial Resistance Coordinating Committee, the board member of Infectious Diseases Research in Zambia, CIDUS, CEO of CIDUS, Dr. Izukanje, all senior medical superintendents present here, the World Health Organization representative in Zambia, all consortium partners present, media personnel, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to today's launch. Imagine a time when none of the diseases responded to medicines that we were administering. Imagine a time when all antibiotics did not work to manage diseases. We would imagine not only high morbidity, but close to 100% mortality. Therefore, antimicrobial resistance must be appropriately pitched as a grave global health security threat. Antimicrobial resistance poses a formidable threat to global health. Even as we combat COVID-19, it is appropriate as a global health community to pitch antimicrobial resistance as a high priority, and this also reflects resilience in our health systems. The Zambian government, under the stewardship of His Excellency President Edgar Lungu, in transforming health systems, has recognized health security as a fundamental pillar in transforming the health sector. It is for this reason that the Zambia National Public Health Institute has been formed as a technical arm to lead health security. It is a multi-sectoral body. One of the key mandates that they've been charged with is to lead the One Health approach to the combat against antimicrobial resistance. I am therefore delighted this morning to address you on on this very important occasion that demonstrates the strong collaboration between the two countries of the United Kingdom and the Zambian government in strengthening health systems generally, and in particular, strengthening our combat against antimicrobial resistance. Antimicrobial resistance in Zambia is being combated through a One Health approach. Animal health, human health, plant health, all these convene one platform, and we address matters to do with AMR as a collective. In line with the Global National Action Plan on antimicrobial resistance, the Zambian government came up with a 10-year action plan to fight antimicrobial resistance, premised on the One Health approach and recognizing the need for surveillance, for health promotion, for judicious use of drugs, for research, and for infection prevention and biosecurity. In order to strengthen our ability to carry out those 5 pillars, activities under those 5 pillars, it has been critical to invest in human capital, in equipment, in transport. Therefore, today, the partnership with the UK government through the Fleming Fund, anchoring on the lead granted here, CIDES, that has resulted in the donation of 2 motor vehicles, of motorcycles, of laboratory equipment and reagents worth £2.2 million, is a high impact investment in the fight against AMR. I would like you to join me in thanking the UK government through the Fleming Fund for this generous donation. The coordinating committee for AMR must be applauded for the consistency in their work, for their coherent coordination in pushing the antimicrobial resistance agenda. It is important to continue this multidisciplinary, multi-sectoral approach to AMR. For Zambia will only be safe from this global health threat if we continue on that path. I'd like to appreciate you again for posting milestones in contributing to the data that is reported to the global antimicrobial resistance surveillance system, GLASS. You have now registered a number of laboratories, both to do with human health and plant and animal health, reporting data contributing to the global picture and the understanding of the global picture on antimicrobial resistance. Again, for that, I applaud you. Let me conclude by making a clarion call to all our provincial health directors, senior medical superintendents, all the user departments that will be utilizing these vehicles, pieces of equipment and motorbikes, to be accountable, to be prudent, and ensure that we utilize this on the activities that have been defined. Accountability, judicial integrity is key, and this will ensure that the public remain confident that what we hold in trust for them is being applied correctly. The community is urged to ensure judicious use of drugs. Through health promotion, let us ensure that the community is brought to speed on the importance of that. The Zambian government under President Kachagurumi will continue to push the agenda for health security, including antimicrobial resistance, and together we will be able to fight AMR. World Health Organization country rep, the leadership that you provided, global level and national level, is applauded, and will continue collaborating with you and many other partners, including the UK government, the US government, and many other partners, to ensure that we combat antimicrobial resistance. A country free of the threat of AMR is a secure country and is a country firmly on the path for sustainable development. With those remarks, allow me to officially receive this generous donation from the UK government and the Fleming Fund, together with CITES. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Health. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to now wear a different hat as the AMR National Focal Point as I give vote of thanks on behalf of the AMRCC. Special thanks to the Fleming Fund and the consortium was facilitating the successful hosting of this handover ceremony. Let me take this opportunity to thank all the senior medical superintendents and the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, provincial coordinators from the Copper Belt, Eastern Wapula, Muchinga, Southern Western provinces for traveling all the way to come and witness this important occasion. It is my hope on behalf of the MRCC that your office will give the laboratory departments the much needed support as they embark on this very important national responsibility of generating evidence to inform policy and practice. I am very confident that with the support that we have received today and the AMR champions that have been awakened in us today, we will efficiently and effectively spearhead the AMR agenda in our health facilities and institutions. WHO, thank you for the support. Honorable Minister of Health, we're very grateful again that you took time to come and grace this occasion. In concluding, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the AMRCC again and on my own behalf to say thank you to everyone present here. To the AMRCC members, again, thank you for always delivering. I will leave you with this quote. Someone once said, if I have sinned further than others, it is by standing upon shoulders of giants. It is my hope that as we live here today, we will go back and be the shoulders upon whom the future generation will stand to fight antimicrobial resistance. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister of Health, allow me to now request Dr. Sikaze, CEO of CITES, to lead us to the donation. Thank you.
That have been made, and these are based on the National Action Plan that was done by the Department and the requirements that we identified in different labs, both in human and animal health. So David can give a brief summarized explanation of the equipment that is here, and then we'll allow the minister to cut the ribbon. So the right so this is the automated culture equipment for bacteriology and nutrition. This is a very high-tech equipment for just to support the transportation of samples and specimens between hubs to the